What's up, guys? Welcome back to AutoHeads. Thanks for checking out today's video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm working on my brother-in-law's Ford Fusion. Typically I only do Lexus IS350 videos and Ford F-150 videos, but my brother-in-law reached out to me and he was really struggling with his Ford Fusion. The lights were crap. It seems to be a very common complaint with Ford Fusion owners, and there are a ton of Ford Fusions out there. So I figured I'd put this video together real quick and show you guys how to get this done without spending $600–700 at a dealership, because this is a little bit involved, but it's easy. If you just follow this video, go step by step, take your time, you'll be able to knock this one out in less than an hour and save yourselves hundreds of dollars. So let's get to it. Alright, Oxito hooked me up with these sick headlights. I've worked with these guys before. Really quality stuff. Comes with a little product manual here for quick reference, but you guys aren't going to need that because you're watching this video. And then you open up the box and you're going to see it has 3 diodes per side. It gives it that super bright white light, and it has a built-in fan on top to keep the whole unit nice and cool. Really impressed with the look of these lights. Alright, to get started, we're going to get your socket and your socket wrench. It's going to be a 9/32 socket, and we're going to remove, I think there's going to be 8 or 9 of these bolts up front. Alright, you're going to grab your socket wrench again, 8mm socket this time, and we're going to have some more bolts to remove. So we're going to start with this bolt right here, and then another one right here, and then here, and here. Am I tightening this thing? Yeah, it sure was.
That'll be the intro.
5 minutes later.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. You got to take all this out.
A little longer than a few minutes later. "72 hours later.
Alright, that was the last bolt right there. Ford, do me a favor, chill out with the bolts on the front end of these Ford Fusions. It's simply too much. Alright, now we got 2 little push pins that I'm using, this little Tresvolto tool to take these out. There's 2 on each side near the fender well by the tire. But those are pretty easy to get out. And then on the inside of the wheel well, you have another push pin, and then you have a twist off pin, and then another twist off pin, and I'll show you guys how to take these out in a second. And just as a quick recap, we took out the push pins on both sides, one right there and one right there, and then we took off about 357 bolts in the front end of the vehicle. I'm sorry guys, I just could not get a good angle to film this. I'm just going to show you a picture inside a picture. That's the push pin that we were just talking about. I just used this little pry tool and it popped off super easy. And then we're going to have these twist offs. These twist offs are easy. You just, untwist it counterclockwise, and then it comes up from the little housing, and then you can just pull the whole assembly right out. So there's another, I think it's going to be 9/32 right here. Yep. And you would miss it if you didn't kind of peel this back a little bit. Alright, once you remove those pins, you're going to be able to kind of peel back that fender liner, and that will give you access to these 2 bolts. There's one right here, another one right here. They're going to be 8mm. You're going to need a long socket here, or an extension, to be able to get up there easily. And you're just going to remove those 2 bolts. They're a little tricky to get to if you don't have the extension. I just could not film. I couldn't really show you guys what I was looking at here, so I apologize. But that's the little bracket that I'm talking about. You just remove that, and you should be good to go. Alright, and here's the bracket. I'm just going to slow things down here real quick and then show you guys. So that's where the clamp or the bracket goes, and it just clamps the fenders together. Alright. You're supposed to take, there's like a little pin open, there's like a little area right here, And if you get a flathead screwdriver or you get this little Trisvolto tool set, which comes in handy, you just kind of lift that up. And then once you lift it up, you can put this under without worrying about having to break these. These are basically all Ford vehicles have these. My F-150 had these for taking out the grill too. But it's helpful if you have the right tool, because you want to break these and replace them. Alright, so there's these two big push pins that I just showed you. There's one on each side, and then you have 4 of these little tiny miniature push pins. They work the exact same way. Just use a tool like this if you have it, and you can just kind of pry that top out, and then you go underneath the whole assembly and then lift up. If you do it like this, you won't have to buy new pins. These are actually fairly expensive to get to Ford, so do yourself a favor and just get a nice little tool set. I'll put a link in the description for you guys, but it's really helpful if you have a little tool set like this. Alright, so these Torx screws looked a little rusted to me. They looked a little old, so I just used a little bit of PB Blaster. If you guys never used PB Blaster, it's really nice. It kind of ensures that you're not going to strip any screws. Just kind of lubricates everything, and I highly recommend using this if your vehicle's a little older and you're doing some repairs where you don't want to strip a screw. Okay, yeah, this is a T20. So T20 is what's gonna be able to take care of these bolts right here. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Once you take those 3, I guess, star bits or torque bits, whatever you want to call them, this whole bumper should be able to just kind of pop out. And then this will give you access to the headlights. Now, once we kind of remove this bumper a little bit, there's a few things we need to unplug and get rid of before we can actually take the lamp out. The first thing is going to be this little wiring harness clip right here. And we're going to have this little clip just holding in the harness. And then if you follow the wiring harness around over here, you'll see there's one more right here. Also, I failed to mention this, guys. Remove this little yellow tab too. I mentioned it later on, but you can just remove that whole little yellow tab. Alright, now you got 2 little torque bits, but I'm just going to use a screwdriver to remove these 2 right here. Alright, then you're going to go underneath the headlight there, and there's going to be 2 more 8mm bolts that we got to remove. So this is me just going back and taking off that yellow tab that I told you guys you can take off. And then just going to unplug the wiring harness in the rear of the headlight, and the whole thing will come out. Alright, we're going to start by removing the dust cover of this headlight. And then I'm going to unplug the old low beam and rotate it counterclockwise and pull out. You're going to see the little teeth where the light kind of grabs onto right here. What I found was best was to grab the whole wiring harness and bring it up to the new low beam. You can see there's a little tab. You push it towards the harness and then just put it in counterclockwise and then rotate clockwise, and it should fit in nice and snugly. You shouldn't be able to pull this back out. It should be pretty snug. And then you're just going to put the dust cover back on. And simple as that. Alright, so I just plugged in the new LED headlight, and man, is there a difference. You can see the halogen, the old halogen on the passenger side here. It has that kind of old school yellow light, and then we have the bright new Oxido LED on the driver's side, and man, is there a difference. It doesn't even really translate into the video, but just the beam is way brighter. You're getting way more visibility for sure. I did this for my brother-in-law, and he was saying that the lights were so bad that he was basically driving around with the high beams, and this is a common problem with these Ford Fusions. You can see here I got the LED on the left, and then you got the low beam on the right. Just really poor visibility on the right, and then on the left side is lighting up the whole side of the truck there. But just kind of want to show you guys, you know, before and after, and what one looks like compared to the other. Alright, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. If you guys found this helpful, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more content from auto heads, I got a bunch of videos on my IS350, on my Ford F-150. If you guys are interested, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.